Step into the turbulent world of 1960s America, where the echoes of war reverberate through the nation and young women defy convention to become heroes. In Kristin Hannah's latest masterpiece, The Women, readers are transported into the heart of the Vietnam War alongside the courageous and idealistic Frankie McGrath. Raised in the tranquil embrace of Southern California, Frankie's sheltered life takes a dramatic turn when her brother heads off to fight in Vietnam. Inspired by a newfound sense of purpose, Frankie joins the Army Nurse Corps, plunging headfirst into the chaos and uncertainty of war. In a land where every day is a struggle for survival, Frankie finds herself navigating a treacherous landscape of life and death, camaraderie and betrayal. Alongside her fellow nurses, she experiences the full spectrum of human emotion, from the euphoria of friendship to the crushing weight of loss. But the battlefield is only the beginning of Frankie's journey. As she and her fellow veterans return home to a fractured America, they find themselves confronting a new set of challenges. From bitter protests to a nation eager to forget the scars of war, Frankie must summon all her courage and resilience to navigate the turbulent waters of post-war life. The Women is more than just Frankie's story. It's a powerful ode to the countless women who risked everything in service to their country. With its unforgettable characters and gripping narrative, this novel is a testament to the enduring power of friendship, patriotism, and the human spirit. Join Frankie on her journey and discover a world where bravery knows no bounds and heroism comes in many forms.
From one end of sleepy Coronado Island to the other, rarely coming home before nightfall. But now, he was going where she couldn't follow. The roar of a car engine disturbed the quiet party. Car horns honked loudly, in succession. Frankie saw how her mother flinched at the noise. Bet McGrath hated anything showy or vulgar, and she certainly didn't believe in announcing one's presence by honking a horn. Moments later, Finley banged through the back gate, his handsome face flushed, a lock of curly black hair fallen across his forehead. His best friend, Rye Walsh, had an arm around him, but neither looked too steady on his feet. They laughed drunkenly, held each other up as more of their friends stumbled into the party behind them. Dressed impeccably in a black sheath, with her hair in a regal updo, Mom moved toward the group of laughing young men and women. She wore the pearls her grandmother had bequeathed her, a subtle reminder that Bet McGrath had once been Bet Alexander of the Newport Beach Alexanders. "Boys," she said in her modulated charm school voice, "how nice that you are finally here." Finley stumbled away from Rye, tried to straighten. Dad motioned to the band and the music stopped. Suddenly, the sounds of Coronado Island on a late spring night, the throaty purr of the ocean, the whisper of the palm fronds overhead, a dog barking down the street or on the beach took over. Dad strode forward in his custom-made black suit, crisp white shirt and black tie, holding a cigarette in one hand and a Manhattan in his other. With his close-cropped black hair and square jaw, he looked a little like an ex-boxer who'd hit the big time and learned how to dress well, which wasn't too far off. Even among this handsome, well-dressed crowd, he and Mom stood out, radiated success. She was old money and had always been at the top of the social ladder. He had climbed his way up to stand confidently beside her.
"Friends, family, recent academy graduates," Dad said in his booming voice.
When Frankie was young, he'd still had a hint of an Irish accent, which he'd worked hard to eliminate. He often touted his own immigrant mythology, a story of bootstrapping and hard work. He rarely mentioned the good fortune and opportunity that had come with marrying the boss's daughter, but everyone knew. They also knew that after the death of Mom's parents, Dad had more than tripled their wealth with his zeal for developing California real estate. He put an arm around his slender wife, drew her as close as she would allow in public.
"We're grateful that you have come to help us say bon voyage to our son Finley. Dad smiled. No more bailing him out of the Coronado police station at 2 a.m. after some ridiculous drag race. There was a smattering of laughter. Everyone at this party knew the circuitous track Finley had taken to adulthood. From earliest memory, he had been a golden boy, a wild child who could make the hardest heart soften. People laughed at his jokes. Girls followed him everywhere. Everyone loved Finley, but most agreed that he was a handful. He had been held back in 4th grade, more for constant mischievousness than anything else. He was sometimes disrespectful in church, and he liked the kind of girl who wore short skirts and carried cigarettes in her purse. When the laughter ended, Dad went on. A toast to Finley and his grand adventure. We are proud of you, son. Servers appeared with bottles of Dom Perignon and poured more champagne. The tinkling sound of glass on glass filled the air. Guests surrounded Finley. Men clapped him on the back in congratulations. Young women pressed forward, vying for his attention. Dad motioned to the band, and music started up again. Feeling left out, Frankie headed into the house, past the large kitchen where the caterers were busily putting canapes on trays. She ducked into her father's office. It had been her favorite place as a child. Big tufted leather chairs, footstools, 2 walls of books, a massive desk. She flicked on the light. The room smelled of old leather and cigars, with a hint of expensive aftershave. Neatly organized stacks of building permits and architectural plans lay atop the desk. One entire wall of the office was devoted to their family history. Framed photographs Mom had inherited from her parents, and even a few Dad had brought with him from Ireland.